Have you ever had something to say and then did one of those and fell silent? Or have you ever stumbled through a conversation later to think, that's what I should have said? Maybe at like 3 o'clock in the morning. Do you ever feel like there are times when your message gets lost in translation? Well, get ready to level up your communication skills. My name is Kathy Riley. I'm your host and communications expert with over 25 years in litigation and then another 15 as an entrepreneur working with customers, teams to create success. Our goal here is to share tools, systems, techniques guaranteed to shift the way you connect with others. From mastering the art of tough conversations to cultivating a mindset that screams confidence, you'll learn how to break bad habits and shatter communication barriers. Today, I'm going to talk to you a little bit about team building. How do we effectively have a team that works together, communicates together, that is successful, that creates success. Now, whether your team is personally or professionally, I mean, teams are families, right? We've got to work together. We're humans. We have to work with other humans. We're all part of a great big team, a community. How do we work together? We're not in it alone. And I say that again, we are not in it alone. So how do we work with others in a way to get to where we want to go? And so today I'm going to share a few tips and strategies on that. But before I go there, I wanted to share a story with you. It's an empowering story. It's a little bit of a history lesson too. So back in this is like 2014. Okay. There's a company called General Motors. You may have heard of it, General Motors. They build automobiles. Yeah, American made. Woo! So, but at that time, around the 2014, a little before that, they were on the struggle bus. It was a company that was having cars, trucks uh, recalled, recall after recall after recall. Customer satisfaction was at an all-time low. It was nobody was happy within the organization and the company. People were unhappy too. The culture, the community, they were all unhappy. And it was on the struggle bus and it was going downhill. So they decided to do something different. And they hired in 2014, they hired Miss Mary Barra. So two reasons why I think this is so powerful is one is she's a girl, and two, the strategy she implemented was so different than anybody else. So um, she comes in and starts building a culture of transparency, of communication. She wants people to understand that we got each other's back. We're in this together. It is a collective, it is a community, it is a culture. I mean, back in 2014, she wanted to build culture, which was pretty darn new back then. Um, and I do want to mention that she was the first woman CEO in the automotive industry. So it was groundbreaking what she decided to implement. And so basically she got people talking, right? She got teams talking. She implemented a program called Speak Up for Safety. Because when it came to recalls and that it was sort of the policy of don't ask, don't tell, right? People were not sharing information. And I would imagine at that time, in years before that, people were like, you bring up a problem and you're a troublemaker, right? And you were looked down upon, and maybe you lost your job or were demoted or things like that. Bringing up problems was not a, a great thing to do. So people didn't say a word, thus creating recall after recall. And she wanted to flip the switch on that. And so Speak Up for Safety created a platform for teams and individuals and workers to talk about if there's a safety issue, come on, we gotta talk about it. Let's talk about it. And it was an open forum and people were talking. People finally started talking. Now it takes time for this culture to be created, but it worked. People started talking about that. It shifted the whole company. But here's what I can tell you is when you have, like, I feel confident, they feel comfortable, confident, and safe to speak up about safety, well, guess what? It transcends to the other areas within the business, within the culture, within the community. So once people felt safe about talking about safety issues, other things started coming up. Communication started happening, going up, going down, peer to peer. They were talking, created an amazing culture, and things started bouncing back, right? The company pulled itself together, sales went up, people were making money again, customer satisfaction went up. And just by increasing communication, it improved productivity, it improved transparency. It decreased people leaving the company. So there's studies out there. It's like 87% chance less likely for an employee to leave when there's open communication. There's 55% increased engagement within the teams. So just by creating open communication, people are talking to each other, right? The increase, and if I remember this right, it's like 21% increase in productivity. People are they're doing what they're supposed to do and they're happy about it. Go figure. Simply by implementing that. So people were watching, and she ended up being on the cover of Time magazine. I mean, she rocked that world. She really did. So what can we learn from that? Is no matter what our team looks like, are the dynamics there, by improving communication, we can improve productivity, engagement, happiness. So how do we create a safe space for people to talk? So one of the things we can do is when we first of all have our team, every team, family member, activity, whatever it is, let's start with the end in mind. First of all, we got to know where we're going. So what is the ultimate goal of our community, of this project, right? Well, it could be a nonprofit working on collecting so much money for, let's say it's a golf outing, right? Those make a lot of money. It's a great way to generate money for nonprofits. Whatever the task is, the project is, the work is, what do we want to have happen? Start with the end in mind. Because when everybody knows where they're going, it's a lot easier to get there. We're not in it alone. So start with the end in mind, having a goal, a, a final piece. What do we want to accomplish? And making sure every single person on the team knows what that goal is. Where are we going to go? Where are we going to end up? What box are we going to check? So start with the end in mind and knowing what we're going to accomplish, right? And then collectively, so this is a team effort, think about what are the tasks that we need to have happen in order for this to be accomplished. And this is a round robin kind of task. Everybody on the team has strengths and weaknesses. Everybody brings something different to the table. So why not pull that out of them and ask, what's one thing do you think we can do to move this forward, to have this happen? And just keep going around until you've got a solid plan of things to do. Oh, we can, do this. This is where we can market. We could bring a pro golfer in. We could do this. We could do that. Have them pour into the team. It's not into you. You may be the leader, right? You may be the cat herder, but you're a team. And have them pour into the team. What can we do? What can we do? And there's your strategy. That's strategery. I love saying that word. That's your strategery. Now, remembering we start with the end in mind, saying, okay, this is the task, this is when it's going to happen, and breaking it down backwards. Now, when it comes to businesses, we do, the annual. So it's, every 6 months, every 3 months, every month, 1 month, regardless of where you are going within your task, what's the time frame? Okay, this event is 6 months out. So What do we need to have happen within 3 months? Okay, what do we need to have happen each and every month? Break it down that way. And what are the things and the tasks that we need to have happen each week? And then what are the tasks that need to happen each day? And have the team figure that strategy out. Collectively come together with that game plan. And here's why it's so important to have the team be part of the strategy is because then they take ownership of it. They feel like they're part of it. They're excited. They're excited because this is their project too. So they step into that ownership. So start with the end in mind. Come up with a game plan. Have every individual pour into the strategy of what that looks like. And have them measurable. We talk about a year, 6 months, 1 month, 1 week, 1 day. Have it measurable, those tasks that are measurable. And then the last thing I want to say is you gotta celebrate. Celebrate what went right. Every little step. So when you have your meetings, which you should have, meetings don't have to last an hour, just in case you were wondering. You could have a 15-minute, very effective meeting on the phone, on a Zoom, right? In person, whatever that looks like. You can stay on task in 15 minutes. It's like, okay, each department, each team member, what do you have going on? What's working right? What's not? And what's our next step? Right? And then celebrate. Celebrate the things that are going right. Psychologically speaking, we could have 9 things go wrong. 1 thing goes right in our brain. Whoop, I said that backwards. We could have 9 things go right. 1 thing go wrong. And our brain focuses on what went wrong. We will stew over it. We will be focused on it. All our energy will be, oh, it doesn't matter that I got these 9 things right and then I've been a rock star. This thing I screwed up. So our brain cannot help it. So if we shift, we flip the switch on what we focus on and focus on the positive, our team will feel that. And because they're going to be so excited to share their celebrations, it won't be so hard to share the failures too, because we've created a safe space. So that's what I have for you today. Hopefully, this created a thought process in moving forward the next time you're working with a community, a team, an organization, looking at some kind of project, a nonprofit, a task, your work, whatever it looks like, right? So start with the end in mind, right? Start with the end in mind. Having your team pull into the concept of the strategy of how do we move forward. Break it down by month, by week, by day, make it measurable, and then consistently follow up with the organization and your team to talk about what went right, what went wrong, and what's next. And pull that all together and celebrate, celebrate, celebrate because you deserve to be celebrated. Everyone deserves success to be celebrated, recognized. Attaboys, there's just not enough of that going around. So thank you so much for tuning in. That's a wrap for today's episode of Breaking Bad Communication. We appreciate you. But before signing off, don't forget to subscribe, right? Download. And if this resonates with you and you know somebody that needs to hear it, feel free to share, repost this. Know this, the quality of your life is determined by the quality of your communication. As you head back into the world, remember every conversation is your chance to shape your life and the lives of others, whether it's a tough talk or casual chat. Be clear, be intentional, and listen like it matters because it really does. God gave us 2 ears and 1 mouth. Listening is such an important part of communication. The better you communicate, the more your life aligns with what you truly want. So go get out there, use your voice, giddy up.